Episode 3569, Unveil the Power of Respect in Your Marriage.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. How are you doing? Are you enjoying your weekend? Oh, can you believe it? Welcome to November 2nd. Yes, already we are in November. Can you believe we are less than 2 months to a brand new year? Oh, that just boggles my mind. But today, guess what? We're focusing on your marriage, the man you're sleeping with. Oh, yes, it's time to unveil the power of respect in your marriage. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Okay, so we've just got to start off with this fact. If you live in the United States of America, guess what? You're falling back. Yes, Saturday night into Sunday morning, the 2nd to the 3rd, you gain an hour. Yes, can I get an amen like 20 times? I love falling back. I love it. It's the end of daylight savings time, and we get to enjoy an extra hour of whatever. I would encourage you, though, to spend some time with your spouse, with your family, maybe even sleeping. Maybe you need more rest. Come on, let's bring it on. So just a reminder there, because we get so busy. I don't know, if it wasn't for an automatic reminders on some of these things, I don't think we would remember anything, right? But we can't rely on digital technology all the time. It's nice, but we got to use our brain power. And I want to wrap that up into our brain power when it comes to the person we're sleeping with, right? Yeah, the one you love, the one you said I want to be with for the rest of my life. In the intricate tapestry of marriage, respect emerges as the golden thread that weaves unity, trust, and love between partners. So unveil the power of respect in your marriage. Because without respect, what remains in the sanctity of matrimony? What is there? If you don't have respect between two people who have committed themselves to each other, then what? Let's look at what respect has in marriage, because, you know, it really begins with a profound journey of self-discovery. A lot of marriages suffer or have problems because two individuals committed to one another, they just don't know the person they see in the mirror. They're like a stranger. If you can't love yourself, how can you give that love away? You know, before extending admiration and consideration to your partner, compassion and love and all of that, it is imperative to first honor and respect yourself. You got to love your reflection. The essence of respecting your significant other stems from acknowledging your own worth and value. Only by nurturing self-respect can we authentically radiate respect towards our beloved. So I want you to think about yourself, what you see in the mirror. Are you mad at yourself most of the time? Are you kind to those eyes and that heart? What if you were to embrace self-love and self-respect? Do you think it could pave the way for a deeper connection with your spouse? Well, I can tell you this, you won't know unless if you try. And if you're treating your spouse like you treat your career or your job, I'm telling you right now, if you don't have problems, you're going to. When you're in relationship with someone, it's more than just showing up and doing projects and all of that. It's about sharing life together on a deeper level. And when I talk about intimacy, I'm not talking about just a sexual side of things. I'm talking about loving each other for everything, good, bad, and ugly. But it all starts with respect. Because if you don't have respect, your foundation is going to be more than destroyed. You will not make it through a storm. And if you do, it will definitely be a miracle. But there's got to be that underlining foundation of respect. So if you want to cultivate that, you got to live it so you can be it. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Live it so you can be it. Meaning that you are the only one you can control. You can't look to your spouse and tell them they need to respect you more. It doesn't work that way. You get to create your now and show that you respect yourself. And that will translate to your spouse as they need to do the same with you. Why? Because you have confidence within who you are. That means you don't have to prove yourself because you already love yourself. And yes, even through failure, there's success. But you see, if all you see is that you're a failure, you're not good enough, you don't like who you see in the mirror, you're bringing that trash, because it is really trash talk. Let's just call it out like it is. You're bringing that trash talk into bed with you. And so now you have these piles of trash sleeping with you in bed. Now, I'm not talking about the sexual intimacy part, okay? I'm talking about going deeper. And that's why I always, use the analogy of like who you're sleeping with. Because when you're on the sexual side of things, you are very intimate. That's not something you take lightly. And neither should the people that you love. And there's all different levels of love. But when you love your spouse, that should be one of the deepest loves that you share and that you experience in life. But honestly, I don't think a lot of us know how to love deep. And I believe a lot of that comes from our upbringings because no one was willing to love us deep. And then we have all of our experiences and you factor all of that in, and then you look at the mirror and then it's all, everything else on social media, and you wonder why we're all a mess. You wonder why families are falling apart. You wonder why 50% of marriages end up in divorce. And sometimes it's more like in the 70 to 80 percentile. Why? Because it's easy to get a divorce. And now we're like, oh, I can get better, right? Because I can just, go and grab something or someone. I don't have to put up with this CRAP. Yeah, it may be easy, but it may not be the right thing to do. Now, I will say this. Divorce sometimes is necessary, unfortunately. And understand this. If you're caught in a relationship that's abusive, we are not talking about this here, okay? You need to seek help because safety matters for you. Seriously. So I would encourage you to seek out people within your community, talk to your medical provider, go to your church, and ask people and find somebody that you can say, I need help. I'm in a relationship I should not be in, and I don't know what to do. Because you should feel safe. And feeling safe comes from respect. It truly does. And so if you don't feel safe, you definitely don't have respect in your marriage. And these are hard topics to talk about because we just don't want to talk about it. We just stay busy. We wear the busy badge of honor. We have kids. We have activities. We have commitments. We've got a career. We're doing the house stuff. We're putting up with the bill stuff. Maybe pulling another job because of inflation and all that. Everything's expensive. And we're like, how am I ever going to get above this? And then you're like, and who's this person I'm sleeping with? And you're at each other's throats all the time. Yeah, you may disagree, but you should not be fighting all the time. That's not a life worth living. But a lot of that comes from who you see in the mirror first. You can't change your spouse, but you can change you. So you got to live it so you can be it. There's 3 pillars of respect that I want us to focus on here. Actions to strengthen your foundation in your marriage. Number 1, practice active listening. We've talked about this before. Truly listening to your partner without interruptions or distractions demonstrates a deep level of respect. You don't want to have judgment filtered in with that either. Listening is more than hearing words. It is understanding the emotions behind them. And when we listen actively, we show our partner that their thoughts and feelings matter. Did you know active listening is a form of communication? Most of us don't understand that, but communication transcends mere words. It embodies the art of active listening not to respond, but to understand. Genuine respect flourishes when we honor and value our partner's voice. Now, you might be saying, well, I honor My spouse's voice, yeah, my hubby, yeah, it's great, but man, he doesn't honor me. I get that. I understand. You can still do better. I know, don't send me those emails, but we can only control ourselves. So as much as you would like to say, well, he needs to be doing this, it's his fault that this is going on, you can't place blame. This is not about the blame and shame. We don't play that game here. We have to take responsibility and do what's right. And maybe there's some areas when it comes to listening and how you communicate that you need to work on. Own it. Make those changes. It's important that we model things in our marriages. I learned things a lot from my husband. And guess what? He learns a lot from me. But we don't always learn it unless if it's shown to us. So model it. Be better today than you were yesterday. Aim for the 1% better. Practice active listening. Number 2, express appreciation and gratitude. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating your partner's efforts and qualities cultivates an atmosphere of respect and admiration. It's like you set them apart saying, "You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for providing for us. Thank you for spending time with the kids. Thank you for spending time with me." Gratitude is the language of respect in marriage. Think about that for a moment. And by expressing appreciation, we not only lift our partner's spirits, but also strengthen the foundation of our relationship. Think of gratitude as the glue. And it holds us together because what? When you feel like you are giving to a relationship, you feel valued and you're honored by saying, "Hey, thanks, babe. Thanks for taking out the trash. I know I usually do it, but I really appreciate you doing it because, man, my 2 days have been kind of crazy. I'm just exhausted." Do you know how many couples fight over the trash? I'm talking about like the real trash that you take out to the curb, Yeah, I'm talking about that trash. It's ridiculous. Like, come on, get a life. There's more to life than trash, okay? But little things like that go a long way. Thanks, babe, for taking the trash out. I know I usually do it, but man, it just really made my evening easier. And honestly, I almost forgot about it. And our trash cans were totally full with our big family. Thank you so much. That appreciation and gratitude towards your spouse is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching in their love account, meaning in their heart. That means something. Are you just withdrawing all the time or are you depositing? Think about it. Finally, number 3, set boundaries and honor differences. Respecting your partner's boundaries and accepting their individuality is crucial for fostering mutual respect. You see, a lot of people think, opposites attract. Yes, that doesn't mean that it really is going to be exactly that because you're going to have some things that you're connected, right? But you're also going to have some things where, opposites attract, but at the same time, you may be on a totally different wavelength. I mean, you could have, and just go with me here on this, just for fun, okay? You could have an engineer married to a cheerleading coach. Some people would say, and what do they have in common? I don't know. The cheerleading coach is adorable and the engineer is smart. They come together. Now, and I can say this because I was a cheerleading coach, believe it or not. I was a dance coach for my daughter's team. Actually, I was kind of a co-coach. I wasn't the main coach, but I did help in high school with them. And so, technically I kind of filled that role. No, my husband is not an engineer, by the way, if you were wondering. But some people would say, but the engineer is smart, and you're saying that the cheerleader is not, the cheerleading coach is not. No, I'm not saying that at all. It's just that, guess what? Their brains work a little bit differently. One is probably more creative than the other one in different ways. They're both creative. And so they have differences. Okay, they can honor each other's differences, but they can also set boundaries and still be so madly in love. Not because they're so different, but because they're even more alike than what they knew. I know, confused yet? I know, I get it. Respect thrives in a space where boundaries are respected and differences are honored. Embracing each other's uniquenesses strengthens the fabric of your bond. It allows you to say, you know what? Yeah, that ring that I wear, it's where it's not going to break apart unless if somebody literally cuts it off your finger. I want it to be solid. And when you have that respect and you're like, okay, hey, babe, I get you need this time out. You know, when my husband comes home, it's very interesting. He needs some decompression time. I know that. So do you think I run up to him and say, oh my gosh, hon, I got to tell you all this stuff. This is what happened. This is what happened. Oh, by the way, the kids did all of this. Okay, at one point I used to do that. And it was very overwhelming for him. He could not take it. And it wasn't a bad thing. It's just that that's what he needed. For me to honor him was to give him that space. He needed that. That didn't mean that he thought less of me or I needed to think less of him. It was just that that's what I could give him so he could be a better person within our family. Now, some people would say, well, you know, he could get over that. Maybe. But if you were in his position, you would probably understand why. But you see, it was my way of saying, I want to honor you. You needed to decompress like that. I don't. I could go like all the time, 24/7, 365. Every once in a while I do sleep. But I just have a different way of looking at things. He doesn't do that, and he's not wired that way. But that doesn't mean that we can't have respect for each other. That doesn't mean we can't set boundaries. Are you willing to respect each other so you can thrive together? Think about that. Because what you are doing is crafting a symphony of unconditional love that has the rhythms of respect, forgiveness, and confidence. Let the melody of your daily dance of empathy and compassion be the thread that binds you together. Oh, my friend, respect in marriage is not static. It's not a static principle, but a dynamic practice that demands intentional effort and devotion. What does respect look like in your marriage right now? Are you just loading the trucks? Are you just getting by? Or are you actually putting in the effort to really create a foundation that will allow you to thrive? Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.